Veronica Vicky Jones is the newest district judge in East Baton Rouge at the 19th JDC, winning the recent election with more than 51% of the vote. And she's here this morning to talk about her new role downtown Baton Rouge. Thank you so much for coming in this morning, Judge-elect Jones.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it. Of course, I want to start with the big topic that's going on right now is, of course, the whole redistricting map right now, because you were elected under a different map, and of course, and at that time, your map kind of changed, which, kind of led to more people having to get out and vote at the time.
Yes.
So what's your reaction to that whole argument that's going on right now with the map situation? Because you were also a plaintiff in your for your district.
Correct. I joined two of the other candidates in a lawsuit to keep the district the same. As you know, I filled the seat that Wilson Fields left vacant when he went to the First Circuit. So we took the position that the map should have stayed the same, that the same electorate that elected him should be the same people that elected his replacement.
And you won with 51% of the vote. Do you think that had a difference in the map remaining the same?
Oh, no. I think I would have won anyway, of course.
Okay.
But the map situation, I'm not sure if that attributed to the low turnout or if that was just because it was an off-season election. But the turnout was low. There was a lot of confusion with respect to who was in the district and could vote and who couldn't. Because as you're aware, there was also a city court race that was on the ballot as well. So there was some confusion among voters, but we got out and talked to as many people as we could so that we can increase the voter turnout and, of course, support for me.
And part of your campaign message when you were campaigning to win this particular seat was actually changing, I guess, the justice system as far as building trust with the community, because there are a lot of people who do not have trust when it comes to the judicial system. How do you plan to do that from the bench?
Right. Once we were out campaigning and I talked to a lot of people, I just found that there was a lot of mistrust and a lot of misinformation as far as to what happens in court. So I think one of the first things that I want to do is make sure that we explain to people in the courtroom what's happening when a judge goes off the bench. You know, when the court's at recess, a lot of people are of the impression that court is over or that we're in the back and, that nothing's going on. But that's where, we're talking about cases and trying to resolve matters prior to me taking the bench again. So just answering a lot of questions, that has been something that has really helped as far as, trying to increase the trust and the transparency so that people actually know what we're doing in court.
And part of that trust, well, part of that mistrust comes from some people, I guess when it comes to fair sentencing or something like that. What's your thoughts when it comes to restorative justice or, I guess, for nonviolent crimes and things like that? Right.
I definitely believe that I want to take a look at some alternative sentencing for nonviolent crimes and to see if we can, I definitely believe in a second chance. And so we want to look at that as far as nonviolent criminals are concerned so that we can try to restore some of that and have a lot, consistency with the sentencing, consistency with the bail so that people feel like and know that they're getting a fair shake.
And as you mentioned, you are, of course, filling the seat from a previous judge who
Yes.
moved on to the appeals court.
Right. He went to the First Circuit Court of Appeals.
Right. So you have, I guess, 18 months left on that particular seat before you another possible election next fall in December.
13 months.
13 months.
13 months.
I gave a little bit more time there. Any other priorities that you have within that time to try to, I guess, show that you deserve to be downtown?
Just to get in, use the experience that I have, to make my courtroom more efficient. I have very big shoes to fill.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, Judge Fields was a really good judge, so I'm filling his shoes. But one of the good things is that my very first judge, I was a law clerk when I got out of law school. I clerked for Bonnie Jackson. She is now sitting in that seat.
Oh, wow.
So I will have her to guide me, and she will be there on my first day.
So it's kind of like a full circle moment there.
I know, it is.
Well, you do have big shoes to fill, but you do have almost 35 years of, legal experience there.
Yes.
So when do you actually take the bench?
As soon as I get sworn in. Right now, I'm trying to close down my private practice. As we discussed, I can't practice law anymore once I'm sworn in as a judge.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to get that done as soon as possible.